constantly is the same with the mindset. There's always a shift in mindset, and it's major for me. So I get it right. For me.
Yeah, I actually run a business center in school environment. Now, when students come to me, in fact, my business started helping out people to type because I understand the word I can type. So when you come to me with your manuscript, you are not coming with a project, this thesis, dissertation. I had value in terms of editing, grammars, and all the likes. In fact, you can bring an assignment to me, and I tell you that the answer is quite different from the question you are asked. So I won't even type it because of my own personal standard of what I'm bringing to the table. Because when a work is done and somebody asks who did this job, and you say me, they will not be there. So
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Padrini. I do cocktails, and my recipe is unique to me.
Wow.
Nice. Okay,
Any other one?
Okay. Okay, so for my clothing business, or for both businesses, I just ensure that my job is not done even after I follow up the customer to even the post-purchase. Yes, post-purchase. So I always ensure that I ensure that I follow the delivery process, and even after the purchase has ended or has gotten to you, receive your product, I still ensure that I follow up, ask if, for instance, for the fashion business, ask if the outfit you bought fits you, the shoe you bought, does it fit you, do you like it, is there any issue? And then after that, even for the other business, I ensure that I get reviews. When you buy on, I ask you, are you using it? Have you started using it? How does it taste? Do you feel it's better than the ones you've been using before? I ensure that I get reviews. I think that starts the house.
Okay, one thing I think stands out for me is when you order an outfit from me, I still follow up to the last. And if you're not satisfied with your outfit, send it back to me, I'll get it right. That's what I do.
I'm happy that we all have an idea, a fair idea. Someone speaking.
For me, I'm into fashion. What stands out for me is customer service. I make sure that my customers are pleased with the product they get from me, and it's been excellent over the past 7 years.
Nice. Okay. So I love that we all understand what stands us out. But the next question that I want to ask is, I don't know you. I'm just seeing your plan for the first time. How do I know that thing that stands you out? How does it attract me to you? How does it make me choose you over the next person? Because all you've said now is, when I come in, I experience you. But I'm out there, I've not heard about you. I don't know you. How do you communicate that thing that stands you out, that attracts me? Truth is, there are people who are out there and you feel like, oh, I'm not that different. There are people who are looking for that tiny differentiation you bring to the equation. But how do you communicate that to make them understand that, yes, we have this? For me personally, one of the things that's worked for us is, a lot of times when people come to us, they come for one A, B, and C, but they'll bring their personal issues, and we spend 2 hours in a session, and the person is talking about their personal issues, and I'm listening. I'm like, we spent 2 hours, I'm so sorry. It's fine. So I realize that people feel comfortable talking to me. And when they talk to me, they don't feel judged. But now, how do I make the next person who has not spoken to me to know this? I have to include this in our communication. So when you understand what stands you out, you leverage it to bring more people who are looking for that differentiation. It's not enough for you to know it. There are people who want that simple thing. Oh, simple call, ma, did you receive your order? That makes them feel good. 2022, I was pregnant, I was shopping for some items, baby items. And I saw one, I was looking for e-commerce store that had all the baby things, because even my sister wanted to do baby registry. And I saw this particular one. I did everything, all the shopping. My cart was full, time to pay. I was referred to WhatsApp to go and check out the limit of items on your website. I had to start them. Are you selling the blood of Jesus? Like, it's an authentic word. I will spend 2 days filling my cart, then I'll come back to chat on WhatsApp and tell you, oh, meeting, is this call available? Why do you have to say your website? And the woman did not have any concrete explanation, said, please sell out fast. Auntie, that is why there's a human being updates it. So sometimes we think that, oh, these things have to be so big, or Coca-Cola is everywhere, or there's this other big cocktail brand, so there's really nothing that stands out. And there is something that's your recipe that nobody knows about. That when I drink it, I'm over the moon. I went somewhere in January, MC Yard, and the guy that made one cocktail. Me, I don't like alcohol. I just said, why are they so nice? I said, I added a little Martin. I was like, what's that? He said, I don't know. Okay. I want to eat more than I bargained for. But it was so nice.
Yeah.
So when you realize that there's something tiny, there's a different vibe you bring to the mix. Everything has been happening in a particular way, but there's a way you do that is different from the next person. Ensure you communicate it. That is where it becomes more advantageous. Yes, you can call your clients and they are okay, they come back because you make them feel good, but for the ones that are not experienced, I always tell people, if I have Madam A as a client, Madam A has 10 more clients for me in her network. And it's my job to use Madam A to reach other people like her. So if you're communicating and you're missing that thing about you, when you're speaking to Madam A's people, you've lost them. So your communication, ensure that every single time there's an opportunity to speak about your brand, you're talking about that thing that stands you out. Okay? So that will now lead us to the key question I want to ask us. What do we understand as branding? Just 2 or 3 people. Let me give you.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. Well, I understand that branding is that thing that makes you stand out. Like when I see Coca-Cola, I know it's Coca-Cola because it's standing out. That thing that you that is in you, that you make you. So if you are not able to encapsulate it in one logo, that if I just see it in a split second, I can say this is Franca's logo. Then you don't have a brand. So branding is something that makes you stand out from a multitude, from a bunch of people. If anybody that knows you sees your logo, your brand, they can tell it is you. Very good.
Thank you. Any other person sharing? Okay. Francis, I have 30 minutes, so let me use it well. When Mr. E was speaking, he talked about strawberry or one other fruit. He said that the imports, meanwhile, we have it in our party. Banana. So you see why we are so keen about products. We have a mindset that is of superior quality. Many of us, we are passing somewhere, we see a restaurant, and we feel if I enter here, I my pockets, I might sure I can afford food here. We don't care at that moment if the food is delicious or not. You see a boutique and you're like, hey, clothes will be so expensive. You don't know how much you're selling. You see another one, you're like, very good, this one is inferior. You don't enter. But just because of how the store looks, you already passed your judgment. It is easy for us to say, oh, you go to my store to buy things, you must be poor. When there's price cut, you can just use and buy online. Now we pass all those judgments. And now when they make that judgment, if you want to be your own customer, your own client, would you buy from me? Flip the coin and you're your own customer. Would you, at a glance, you see your logo, you see your this one, would that convince you to buy? Because so many times we're just all about the beauty, the aesthetic. But branding is way beyond that our logo. Someone told me one time in my mind, I said, anyway I see yellow, I think of you. Because yellow is plastered everywhere. My brand color is yellow. And I'm not ashamed of it too. It's good that you remember it. But beyond that color, beyond that logo, it's a wholesome experience. I want to go to your restaurant and from the door somebody is being nice to me. There's this of your Wimbies. I read their event in 2019 or so, and I had a baby. And one of their core values is love. From the time I entered Wimbies event, they carried on finished me.
Yeah.
There was no nanny, it's not the time they partnered with any nanny house. But you see, Patricia wants to carry my baby. Oh, she's crying. Okay, go and sit in front, let me carry her outside. They were so nice. And that was a wholesome experience. So beyond them saying our core value is love, I've experienced it. So when I speak to you about them and say they are what I want to target, online she's reading Bella Nigeria, occasionally she goes to Insta blog. But my brand value doesn't align with Insta blog. I will skip that one. Let me advertise on Bella Niger. Let me write an article on Bella Niger. Let me feature my story on Bella Niger. Let me feature my collection on Bella Niger. A lot of what our fashion designers say, there's something I want you to understand. I know that when you release your new collection, is to have beautiful pictures and put it on your page and everything, but go beyond that. Now you've done your collection, you've done the picture, everything is fine. But as opposed to releasing our summer collection, how about we tell a story? And the story is coming from the angle of transforming something through bringing one color, depending on what your collection is about. And I look at another platform, it's like, okay, I want to have something with this organization, or like I said, doing this now. How do you want to get women in doing this? What do you want to do for them? It's not enough to be a member of an association. In fact, I learned this 2 years ago. This auntie here, I've been dragging her for us to join an association. Let me skip their name. And in her normal nature, she will try to avoid it. I said, I'm told that when I say I want to do something with you, if you're dull, it means I will dull. So the next day I said, I'm not going to involve her. Let me just go and do my thing. I did my thing. And I realized